Bum 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 bum. Hey Star Wars fans, it's your friend Dominic Tringali here again with another exciting issue, or at least I sure hope it's exciting. Issue number 22 of the Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon model kit by D'Agostini. $10.99 after every issue, after the first, brings the grand total to €234.29. Yeah, it's getting up there. So let's just jump right into this issue so we can talk about it. So the Lambda class shuttle is our Starship fact file for today. The Lambdas, as you may or may not know, because they made their appearance in the third film, The Return of the Jedi, they are a ship with a limited range. They do have hyperdrive capability, but they're mostly used for transporting people from one star destroyer to another. And in the Star Wars Return of the Jedi, we see the Emperor arriving on one with his Imperial Guard, and of course Han Solo and his landing team hijacked one and utilized it for their raid on the moon of Endor. So it's got this kind of cool sweeping wing feature. Very cool ship. I like it a lot. Yeah, here's the Emperor arriving on the Death Star. Very cool. Emperor Palpatine. Evil, Sidious dude. With his retinue of cloaked red royal guard. Like I said, that scene landing on the forest moon of Endor. Some stuff with some concept art. Yeah, I mean it's mostly a transport vessel. It's not meant to be a frontline fighter at all. Very, very straightforward ship. And then we have this history of Polis Massa, which of course is an asteroid system. Polis Massa is located on the outer rim on the edges of the subterral sector. It's home to a research-based task force revealing the lost civilization of the Shadow World, that where these barren rocks were once formed, but Polis Massa's place in galactic history was secured for a very different reason. It's also it's the birthplace of Luke and Leia, obviously. So you have the Chaldeans, who sentient Cetacean natives to the world of Khaleda, gained the misleading name of Polis Massa because of their centuries they spent conducting archaeological digs on the adopted home. So they're not native to this asteroid. They just happen to spend a lot of time here. Just rumors of the ghosts, very close to the planet of Mustafar, which we know about. So influence in the design from Arthur C. Clarke's book The Sentinel, written in 1948 and published in 1951. A lot of influence there. So then we had this very goofy Polis Massa medical facility where they had a midwife droid. I don't know why they would have a midwife droid, and I always got kind of creeped out by her hands. What the hell was she going to do with those hands? Really creepy. Kind of strange. This was, I mean, it's one of those planets, or I guess not really a planet, but one of these locations in the Star Wars universe that you don't know much about. So it's good to read some interesting stuff about it. Anyway, and then we have the Hanks Wargel main computer, which is the main computer that operates the majority of the Millennium Falcon's various operating systems. They have a central computer bank, all this various information that really shows you kind of the upgrades that the Millennium Falcon went under Of course, R2-D2 always communicating with the computer, getting it to do stuff like override the hyperdrive shutoff, stuff like that. Very cool stuff. Again, here in Malta, I got to meet the guy who designed R2-D2 originally. He tragically died here in Malta. I mean, he'd been living here for a while, but the guy was really cool guy. Didn't ask a penny for an autograph, and he was just a fun guy to talk to be honest with you. Yeah, so. It's weird how many weird Star Wars celebrities I've met. I mean, like, I really wish I could, I met Ray Park actually too. Guy who played who played Darth Maul. So it's kind of strange how many celebrities I've met who've been part of the Star Wars universe on one level. Now that I think about it. Interesting. So let's jump right into the parts here. We have part bag number 22. So let's tear this open and see what we find. Not really much to this part bag. I got a piece of hull framing and I looked through the instructions and it looks like I'm not actually going to be doing any framing today, so I'll put those with the other framing pieces I have. I guess I'll be having a major framing project coming up in the future. These obviously going with this because I'm not going to use them. So the only thing I'm using today is this sprue that's going to operate very similar to what I did with the last issue. So let me tear this open and show you what it looks like when it's out of its bag. So here's the sprue. Again, we have a guide. Shows us how to cut them out and lay them out in the actual piece itself, which, as you can see, it's still bare. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Not really too much exciting stuff here, just clip and glue, and I'll show you what the final product ends up looking like. Great. Okay, so after cutting out these 8 pieces, I still have 4 more left. I assume I'll need those with the next issue. So that's what it looks like. This one, though, they explained for some reason in the instructions I'm going to have a bit of an overhang like I did here. This side it's flush. But this side I have an overhang, so I'll figure out what's going on with that next issue. Speaking of next issue, issue 23, I'll be getting another jig piece, third of 4 that they told me about. I'll be getting 2 pieces of framing. I'll be getting the top sleeve. It looks like a piece of struts, ribbing, whatever you want to call it. A number of pieces, lots of screws to add to my collection, and the ring to put this thing together. So yeah, I think I'm going to be done after next issue with the corridor. So that'll be great, because I'm kind of, I mean, how many issues have I been working on this thing now? 1, 2, 3, 4 issues. It's going to take 5 issues to complete this corridor. It's kind of excessive, in my opinion, but hopefully that just means the later issues I'm going to have, major changes. So great, guys. No question for the week. Couldn't think of one good enough based on anything I was reading. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, and support the channel with a like if you can. And guys, I'll be seeing you for issue 23. Take care, man. Bye.